Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here. It's Sunday, and we're going to do a special Sunday report. Normally I do Sunday reports kind of on tabloid, maybe 60 minutes kind of subjects, maybe, things that are controversial, political, or something like that. But I feel like doing a Sunday report today. It's really kind of more a seminar on self help. There's some, part of what we do on this channel is we talk about issues like addiction and different things like that. So this is not out of our realm. In some ways, my journey personally as a person has been through a lot of tumultuous times where I had to make very tough life decisions and had to change and make a better life for myself, where I was going to go down the tubes really seriously. So self-improvement and helping yourself is something that is important to me because it's very much something that I've had to learn the hard way. And in some ways, I've always strove to not be selfish and not share information or advice or ideas that I've learned from things that have happened to me. And I've avoided some from good advice from other people. So I always feel like part of the hive mind of the Raptor Freak family is sharing how to live better, how to live positive, how to live more happier. And that's kind of what today's stream is about today. Manuel Quickly, of course, is very much a devout man of God. He's very much a number one follower of Jesus. And his faith is the first thing that comes in the first place. Now, the statement today may sound like braggadocio. And so, what does Emmanuel Quickly mean when he says, don't speak, always speak to your greatness? Well, it's very simple, actually. In some ways, we have a self talk voice in our head. And this is something I've talked about before. Pay attention to your self talk and how you talk to yourself in your head. And if you're mean to yourself, if you're kind of a critic, you're kind of putting yourself down in your head, well, that's not nice. You need yourself to be your own fan, because honestly, this is part of the biggest problem with the most miserable people in the world today is they have self-talk that puts them down. Recently, I've moved out to the country and I'm trying to start gardening, and I'm not very good at it. There's been times where I said, Lex, you dummy, you idiot. What are you doing? Why did you do that in the garden? Because I killed a plant, or I didn't make a proper decision or choice that a gardener would. It's a whole new realm for me. I am a beginner. I have no experience at all. And in some ways, even me saying right now, I suck at it is not the right thing to say. If I say to myself, you're an idiot, Lex, why did you do this in the garden? You messed up your garden. That's not speaking to my greatness. That's me putting myself down. And that's what Emmanuel means. I've seen him on his Twitch chat talk to his friends on there or to the chat and admonish them for saying, no, don't put yourself down. Don't use negative self-talk for yourself. You always speak to your greatness. Now, he's not saying be a braggadocio kind of person, an egomaniac, and walk around and just brag about your life all the time and just be a jerk. No, he's saying be confident and silent and strong in your abilities and never ever speak ill will of yourself. And that could be in your own mind and self-talk. That could be expressing it like, you dummy, why did you do that? It really is something I'm working on currently. I can very much be very hard on myself and say things to myself like, Lex, you idiot, why did you do that? I have to change that. There's been times recently where Adriana's called me out on it and said, you're being too hard on yourself, and it's not fair to yourself. Because, the crazy thing is, in this world, perception is reality. It's weird. Whether we talk about the politics and who's going to control the media and control reality through the perception of the media, whether this is really true, and people do not understand this. Your perception of your health is actually a very good indicator of your true health. This is weird. I studied this in grad school. And people that think they have good health do have good health. And people that kind of in their mind say, oh, I don't have very good health. Well, they don't. So self-perceived health can actually lead to reality of your real health outcomes. So it's mind over matter, literally. So even if you're not good at something, even if you're struggling with something, even if you fail, be kind to yourself and speak to your greatness. Say something like, well, Lex, you know what? Right now, you're a beginner at gardening. You're not very good right now. You have a lot to learn, but you can be great someday. It really is. You just got to be a kinder and gentler person to yourself. In some ways, we are our biggest critics. We are the harshest on ourselves. And this is what he means when he says this. Speak to your own greatness. Now, don't go around and brag to everybody. Oh, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, and that's not what he means. To go around, speak to your own greatness to everybody. No, it's to yourself. Believe it yourself. And when you believe, like if I believe I'm a bad gardener for the rest of my life, I ain't gonna get anything done out there. So I have to allow for a space where I can be positive to myself about how I garden. I know that's a weird example, but it's exactly what they mean. So if you guys want to talk more about this subject, I kind of said my whole spiel on this. God would say to Emmanuel, he said, I did not create you for you to put yourself down. I created you to be the best version of yourself. And that's why I want you to go on to this world and do greatness through me and for yourself, and also believe in yourself. And that's the thing. In some ways, it's ungodly to not speak greatness to yourself. You put yourself down, because if you put yourself down and you don't allow yourself to be the full potential in the service of God, then you're not doing all you could do in the service of God. And that's part of it right there. I don't go to church. I don't go to sermons, but I have heard this sermon before, and I've heard people talk about this in Sunday services. So, I'm not a religious channel, but I felt like this was a really good self-help kind of subject for people that may have real problems with negative self-talk. So really, really listen to how you speak to yourself in your mind and maybe amend it if it is a little bit too critical and harsh on yourself. And even listen to your word speak. As much as you can shape your life positively or negatively by the way you talk, you can do that for yourself as far as how your ability is too. If you say you can't do something, well, you can't. But if you say you can, you can. And that's why you should always speak greatness to yourself, because you may limit yourself just because of your self-talk telling yourself you can't do something. And that's no good. That's no good. The Nameless is here. Good to see my paisano, my Italian teacher, here with us this morning. Of course, he's been busy in schooling during the week, and we see him on the weekends now. But we miss you, Nameless, on the regular basis, and we're so happy to see you this morning. He's saying quickly never means never belittle yourself. That's right. That's right. He heard that on the Twitch, and he corrected someone at that moment. And that's what made me think of this. When watching Emmanuel quickly play 2K on Twitch, and one of his teammates said something negative about themselves, and Emmanuel stopped him. And he said, no. Never speak. Always speak greatness onto yourself, is what he said to him. And that's exactly what it is right there. And he's also saying, because enough people do that behind your back for you. Well, those people don't matter, honestly, in the long run. Those people do not matter, Nameless. But always happy to see my paisano. Love you, Nameless. And I hope your life has been going really, really awesome and great. Here's Monique. First thing in the morning, Raptors super fan Monique Lawrence, the greatest, is always very, very honored to have her presence in the chat. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. Really godly guy. Learning about him every day. Yeah. He's got a tweet this morning, Monique, and he's saying, we got a good one. We could interpret this all kinds of ways. Knicks fans are coming into the chat in the comments underneath and saying we had a good one, referring to him leaving New York. And I don't know what he's talking about. Raptors fans are trying to say, elaborate, please. Elaborate. Well, we know Emmanuel's still in Milan, and he's been doing heavy workouts over there, doing his basketball training, but also taking a business seminar course, and also eating very, very good food and sightseeing and taking great pictures. Scotty Barnes returned to Twitch last night for the third time in the calendar year of 2024. The sweet spot for Scotty to be live on Twitch right now is Saturday nights around 7 p.m. This is the last two times he's come on. He's come on at that time. I guess he's figuring everybody's busy on a summer weekend and away, and he won't have so many people mobbing him on Twitch. The Scotty Twitch stream last night was amazing. It was just like old times. Reunited Raptor Freak and Scotty Barnes Twitch family 2022. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about what Scotty was doing on Twitch. And he was talking about Emmanuel being in Milan last night. We kept telling him, he's like, who do you guys want me to hang out with on stream? And we're saying, we want you to play Emmanuel. We want you to play Emmanuel quickly. And we the North 2K, Scott. And he was kind of like, well, but you guys know he's in Italy right now. Y'all see his Instagram stories. I can't play him right now. He was giving us a poll choice between Grady and RJ. He's like, who do you want to appear on my stream next? RJ or Grady or both? And of course, everybody marked both. Scotty was awesome last night. He said a lot of very interesting things last night. And it was really nice to have him come back. Of course, he's very reluctant to do Twitch streams at this point because everybody kept clipping his comments and quotes out. Like the one about him saying, "Oh, we got to get rid of the Joel Embiid card," has been recirculating the last couple of days. I remember that moment when it happened 2 years ago when Scott was opening NBA 2K packs on the game live, and he got a Joel Embiid card, and he said, "No, we gotta sell his ass right now." It was so hilarious, but I knew that clip would come back to haunt him and show up over and over again, and that's why he's like, I don't want to do this. He had a couple of moments last night where he was like, "Oh no, now y'all are gonna clip this, and this is gonna be all over the internet, and I don't want that." I told him, I promise him, I'll never clip him again. I clipped him from my own channel and him endorsing this channel. But otherwise, I'm not clipping him on his comments on any other stuff. In some ways, that's for other people to do, and they're going to do it anyway. He can't stop it unless some way. Now, there was a whole comment about getting hot dogs outside the Skydome last night. He said that he heard that you're not a true Torontonian until you go down to Rogers Center and you get a hot dog from a hot dog stand out there. And then he said, you also got to get a hot dog from Canadian Tire. And I was trying to tell him, Scotty, don't eat the food at Canadian Tire. And he said, no, Raptors Freak, I love Canadian Tire. And he went on a whole spiel about how much he loves Canadian Tire. It's really weird. Scotty is really a Canadian kind of guy. Seriously. I mean, he loves Canadian Tire. He really does. He says he likes to go to the store and see all the cool stuff in there. And he's really hyped about it. In fact, he was hyping up Canadian Tire so much last night. I think y'all need to get him as an endorsement guy for your company, Canadian Tire. If you heard him talking about Canadian Tire last night, he loves your store. So give him the bag and put him in your commercials. He also revealed last night that Subway is no longer using him as a spokesperson currently, that he had a year of being the Bolway guy for Subway, but they took all of his pictures down in the Subway stores, and he's a little sad about it. He's like, oh, it was a good run. And he's like, yeah, they took all my Subway stuff down. But yeah, and then the fans on the chat started saying, well, screw Subway. We hate Subway now because they don't have Scotty as the spokesperson anymore. And Scotty's like doing damage. Goes, no, fam, listen. No, we still love Subway. Subway is still our friend. It's so funny. Scotty's like saying, don't hate Subway because I'm not representing them anymore. It was a good bag, and I really enjoyed being their representative. I still love Subway. Bolway's good. It was so funny. He's like telling the fans not to turn on Subway because they dropped him as a spokesperson. Well, he's trying to line up that bag with Canadian Tire last night. I think it would be perfect. Yeah, it's so weird. Scotty is such a Canadian kind of guy. Talking about Canadian Tire. I was like, joking with Scotty, say, Scotty, are you flush with Canadian Tire money? Oh, he just loves that store. Yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff that happened last night on Scotty's Twitch stream. I was so happy to see him back again. And thank you to Isaac Campbell once again for raising the alarm and letting us know that he's back. And he was back online. Of course, Lloyd was there talking to Lloyd. And Scotty was talking about his 2K team. And he's like, yeah, my 2K team is pretty good, but I like playing with my friends. I'm not trying to recruit really good players and play with them like Emmanuel's doing. I'm just kind of, doing my own thing and with my friends that have been my friends since I was a kid. And I don't care if we're that good or not. I just want to play with my friends. So it's like Scotty's 2K team is never going to be that organized or good in some ways just because he has loyalty to his guys. And, Lloyd was brought up in that whole thing about how he's like talking about who's the guys on his team that are the weak links. Poor Lloyd. Lloyd's in there moderating and kind of getting dumped on. And then Scotty turns around and says, guys, give W's for Lloyd. And we W'd up Lloyd real good after that. Yeah. It's such a fun time. Of course, revisiting with Scott on his Twitch is always so much fun. And it was good representation from Raptor Freak family there. Monique was there. Isaac was there. Yeah. And Durrani and also Tristan. Good to see Tristan in there also. So, yeah, RFF was in there for sure. Let's see. Trevor's saying, good morning, Raptors family. True friends aren't the ones who make your problems disappear. They're the ones who won't disappear when you're facing the problems. Wow. I love those words of wisdom by Trevor J. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. And, well, if you're got to get going because tough times are coming, Well, the friends that band around you or support you, that's the true ones right there. That's exactly right, Commissioner Trevor J. I appreciate your words of wisdom, and that's right. You gotta be looking out for your people, and hopefully your people are looking out for you too. Let's do the classic cards since Trevor is here. Let me see. I've only got a few in here, so I got to kind of do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. There's only 5 cards in my hand, and I'm going to try and see if I can get the right one. No. Oh, just a note, guys. Because the game tomorrow night is Monday night, and I don't know who's going to win this game, either Boston or Mavericks. It could be extended still. If the Mavericks go in and beat them on Monday, we are doing trivia on Tuesday, but we're going to do trivia anyway. I've already decided. And the reason why is because the game will end late, and I need to have a trivia prepared just in case. So even if the game is over and the Celtics win the championship Monday night, we will play one more final game of Raptor Freak Trivia for Season 3 on Tuesday morning. So that is a note for Amit and Fiercey and the rest of the competitors. So we are going to play one more game in the season, even though the championship may go to Boston on Monday night. So just a note, y'all, because I need to have something prepared for Tuesday, no matter what. And I don't want to start the new trivia season right away after the championship. We're going to do one more, no matter what. So make that note, Amit and Fiercies. Tuesday, there will be one more trivia for Season 3, just so y'all know, okay? All right, now this will be 100 points to whoever identifies the classic card of the day, added to their trivia score. And it is competitive. It is very close at the end here. All right, here we go. Here's an old school one. This one's a little tougher than some of the easier ones we've had recently. So let's see if Smooth Brown Man and other people get this one. I see that you guys are going there. Yeah, there you go. There is the guy. He's in a Nets jersey. This is a little bit tough. We'll have to see if you guys get it. Let's see. Don't half-ass me. You have to write the full name. Yeah, two names. Give me the first and the last name. You can help me get this one. That's right. First and last name. Nobody knows this one. This is a New Jersey Net. Ollie Darden. Ollie Darden. I've never heard that name before. That's a weird name, Fiercey. It's definitely a weird one. Lucius Harris is a good guess, Amit. But it's a little bit before Lucius Harris. This is an older player than Lucius Harris. This is not a Brooklyn Net. Nenad Kristic. That's a center, man. Come on now. He's going by the number. Old head's got to get it. Oh, he got it. It's Tate George. He went and just did a thing where he put in the number and the Nets, and he just named all the people that wore number 12 for New Jersey. Nobody else had any guesses. Richard Jefferson. Come on, David. That's not Richard Jefferson. He's right, though. It's Tate George. Amit's going to get this one. Yeah. All right, guys. So, yeah, Tate George, old school. And, yeah, you just Google New Jersey Nets, number 12. Yeah, you can go through the list of all the names. Lucius Harris. Now, see, that's the thing I don't like, Amit, is because if you knew Kristic, you'd realize he's a 7-foot white guy from Eastern Europe, and this is not a good guess. So, yeah. Yeah, Lucius Harris was not right. UConn guy. Yeah, Tate George, UConn. That's right. Smooth knows his guys, but he just wasn't on it on this one. Yeah, that's Tate George, UConn. I think that's right, UConn. Yeah, there it is in the corner, UConn. Yeah, 6'5". He was like a combo guard. He kind of played point guard, but he was more kind of a scorer too. So, yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, Amit, you got another 100 points on your lead. So you're looking like you're going to be the champ. It's like really looking like he ran away with this because now he's like 600 points ahead of Fiercy. And unless Fiercy does something crazy tomorrow, it's Amit's championship. That's just how it is. All right, let's see what's going on. Let's see. We are on Nako the Nacho. He's saying, I didn't see Scotty's stream, but I saw the clip where he talked about his game. Scotty talked about a lot of stuff yesterday. He was very much hyping RJ's birthday this weekend, saying, if you guys didn't say happy birthday to RJ, you better be saying happy birthday to him, my guy. He talked about being in contact still with the former Raptors that got traded recently. He said he texts OG every day. Him and OG are texting each other every day. He has talked to Siakam in the last couple weeks. So he gets on the phone and actually talks to Siakam. And then he also said he still talks to Fred. And that made people in the chat be like, well, wait, what? You talk to Fred still? I thought you hated Fred. And he was like, why do you guys think I hated Fred? And it's like, because of Pensair and his stupid ass channel, Pensair Basketball.
He never hated Fred, y'all. And Fred never hated him. It was a manufactured conflict by idiots who were pulling the Raptors apart during that last season of Nick Nurse coaching. So Scotty confirmed it once again. Some dumbass in his chat said, "Why? I thought you hated Fred. Why are you talking to Fred?" And he's like, "I never hated Fred. I love Fred." He said, "Some things are bigger than basketball, and the friendship and the family that I've had with my teammates, my former teammates on the Raptors, is forever." And there's no issues between Van Vliet and Barnes. There never were. That was completely made up by amateur YouTubers that were absolute idiots. So I love that. I love to hear straight from Scotty's voice last night, confirmation that, yeah, he would never had a problem with Fred Van Vliet. And that all the people that put that all over the place a year or so ago, 2 years ago, not last season, but the season before, were absolutely wrong. And they were wrong for pushing that agenda. And they really did kind of mess things up in some ways with just stupid, unnecessary noise. So, yeah, Scotty, all kinds of stuff. He talked about, well, he's supporting the Florida Panthers. Yeah, the Stanley Cup Finals last night, Game 4, Edmonton Oilers, big-time game to hold off elimination, just like the Dallas Mavericks with the Celtics in a very bad position, down 3-0, but winning Game 4 to extend the series. Yeah, Scotty said, nah, my two NHL teams are the Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I am rooting for the Panthers against the Oilers right now. That's what he said. We also talked to him about Team Canada versus Team USA. And some people were saying, Scotty, you rooting for Team Canada and RJ and Kelly? He said, no, I'm rooting for Team USA because I play for Team USA in the under categories. So that makes total sense. Of course he's rooting for Team USA, y'all. He wants to play for Team USA someday. And they can't be no Twitch clip of Scotty saying, oh, I'm rooting for Canada over Team USA if he wants to be considered for it later. We heard recently that Joel Embiid sounds like he's going to be cleared and ready to play in time for the Olympics. That's crazy to me. I wish he'd just not play for it. It's just continue to not be healthy. Seriously. I'm sure Sixers fans are real happy about you being healthy all of a sudden to go to Paris. Yeah, really. I mean, seriously. All right, let's keep going on the chat. What's going on? Lots of stuff to talk about with Scotty last night. The topic today with Emmanuel. There's also something very weird that Jill posted in our Facebook chat last night that I want to talk about. There's a lot to cover today. Cowboys saying, good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, and let's go. There you go. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. My dad's in the other room. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you. And it's also my mom's birthday today. So happy birthday to my mother. Yeah, we're going to have parties, birthday parties all day. A birthday party for my grandmother, who turned 102 this week. My cousin's twins. And also my mom's birthday today and Father's Day. So there's a lot of celebrating for us today. We got an appointment. We got a reservation at the Keg in Newmarket tonight. Yeah, we got a reservation. That's right. Let's go. And happy Father's Day to you, Bradley. You are a father. That's right. Mo's saying, Scotty told us a lot about his game and what he worked on, etc. Happy to be in the chat now and pumped for next season already. Wow. Yeah, Scotty was funny. You know, they talked about glizzies for a little bit there, and he's like, oh, y'all, don't clip that. Don't clip that. Yeah, I don't know why glizzies always come up in his stream. Of course, he's talking about his love for Gunna and his music, and he played some music. He played some weird beats music that kind of sounded like alien music for a little bit there. He was funny. He was kind of just like, Chad, I miss y'all. I just want to catch up and talk to y'all for a little bit. He talked about going to Barry once to go pick up Cardi, and because somebody in the chat wanted him to come up to Barry and hang out with them and play basketball with them. And Scotty was kind of like, I'm not coming up to Barry, although I did go to Barry once to go get my dog, Cardi. And, yeah, people were telling him to come to Brampton. He's like, no, I'm not coming to Brampton. He's like, will you come to Scarborough? He's like, no, I won't come to Scarborough. And somebody said, hey, I actually asked him, will you go to Canada's Wonderland this summer? And he said, guys, you need to understand, at this point, I can't go anywhere without getting mobbed at this point. He said, if I went to Canada's Wonderland, I wouldn't be able to do anything because they would just crowd me and I wouldn't be able to go anywhere. So it's sad. In some ways, he would love to go to Canada's Wonderland, but he knows the fans will mob him like he's the Beatles. And that's just the way it is. You're an all-star. You're the face of the Toronto Raptors, and you're a worldwide superstar in the NBA, Scott. That's just how it is. In some ways, there were times where you could maybe do things anonymous. You know, in early in your career, but at this point, you've blown up too much. You're all over China now, and you know, as much as DeMar DeRozan and Terrence Ross and people like that early in the 2010s could go to Canada's Wonderland anonymously and just kind of run around and kind of blend in with everybody, Scotty's not able to do that. That's too bad. So Scotty kind of turned it on the other end and said, well, why don't I do this, fam? I'll come down to the CN Tower and we'll have an IRL event. And he's like, in real life event where he's going to come down there. He'll have music and speakers and he'll have a party next to the CN Tower. And he'll tell everybody he's there. So, yeah, I'm going to be there. And y'all can all come down and we'll just have a big, huge party. Y'all can mob me. He's kind of joking. Then I said, Scott, you should just go to Caravana then. You could be on the parade. You could be on a float, just like Grady was last year. And people won't be able to get to you, and they can all see you. And you can get the vibes and dance and just have a good time and have a little bit of separation as a parade VIP. So, yeah, very fun talk with Scott. His love for Canadian Tire is unsurpassed. Oh, he's so funny. But, yeah, he loves his teammates. And Scott is awesome. He's got all kinds of stuff going on with him. And yeah, he was talking about his trade school stuff and all kinds of things last night. Really, really cool. Trevor's saying people should turn into Tupac when bill collectors call. There's only one way I can pay you back, but my plan is to show you that I understand you are appreciated. Okay, that's interesting. You mean like die and not be around when the bill collectors come? It'd be like Tupac? Actually, I don't know if Tupac's dead or not. Actually, we don't know. We don't know. Tom's saying Emmanuel knows we all need power to grow and live as Christians. Power to defeat sin, to love others, and to follow God's will. He is speaking about being strong in the Lord and his mighty power. Yeah. And using the Lord's power for good and using it to the full capabilities of your God-given gifts. That in some ways, if you are negative self-talking yourself, you may not do the choices or the decisions in your life that will get you to something where you can make an even huger difference. You know, in some ways, we did the Share the Love Club for Jeff yesterday, Jeff Landicho. And, you know, if he didn't have the father that encouraged him the way he did and gave him the ideas that you could do this, and we believe in you, the support, he may not have created Open Gym. So it really is the kind of thing where you got to be able to have a blank palette in your life and be able to fill it with encouragement and knowing the confidence that you can do it. And that's why speak to your own greatness and don't speak yourself down, because you may be snuffing out potential or something that you could do and create that could be amazing for the rest of the world. So in some ways, that's a lot of it right there. And if you want to do it in the name of Jesus, in the name of religion and God, you know, that gives you even more strength in your faith. So, yeah, in some ways, God would be mad at you for not using your talents if you didn't use them fully. And that's what Emmanuel quickly understands right there. Yeah, Tommy's saying happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everybody. That's right. Tommy's got Emmanuel on blast. I love to see it. And he's saying, glad we have this young man leading us into the future. Yeah, I'm still not worried about him going anywhere. All right, ESPN has a new article out that came out in the last day or so. And it's basically they're going over all of the NBA teams' salary cap spending tiers, like what teams have the most money to spend this summer on free agents. And we're in the second tier, but they have a disclaimer that says we could move up into the top tier if we do some tough things like cut all of our non-guaranteed contracts. We would have a bigger chunk of money to spend this summer. And it's very interesting. They're saying that they're comparing us to when the Pacers traded Domantas Sabonis to Sacramento, and they got Tyrese Halliburton, and where they were at that point when Halliburton first showed up, that's where we're at right now. They're calling our core right now Scotty, Emmanuel, RJ, Jakob, Grady, and Kelly as the foundation to work from. And then they're saying if we exercise the option on Bruce Brown, we'll have $40 million in expiring contracts to use in a trade either in the offseason or closer to the trade deadline. And improvement could be coming to the Raptors by adding another big or more bench scoring. Yes, of course, for sure. Some of the free agents that they've listed on ESPN, I think this is Brian Winders who wrote this, by the way. He's named free agents that fit with the Raptors. This is a very interesting list, by the way. A lot of point guards on here. Emmanuel Quickly is number 1 on the list, and he probably will just be the guy. Markel Fultz, Monte Morris, Aaron Holiday, Jose Alvarado, Kyle Lowry, the GROAT is on this list. DeAnthony Melton, Malik Beasley, Gary Harris, Josh Richardson, Isaiah Joe, Bruce Brown Jr., Lonnie Walker IV, Sam Hauser, Jeff Green, Robert Covington, Torian Prince, KJ Martin, and Haywood Highsmith. Yeah, very interesting. And they're saying who will return or join or come back? RJ Barrett, Jakob Kelly, Chris Boucher, Scotty Barnes, Oshai Abaji, Grady Dick, Jalen McDaniels, Javon Freeman Liberty on a non-guaranteed, and Bruce Brown team option exercise, and the first rounder via Indiana. So, yeah, there you go. And they're saying who might be gone? Gary Trent Jr., Jordan Wara, and Garrett Temple. So, yeah, interesting article. They're showing all the teams and where they land out of the 30 teams in the NBA. Of course, the Suns, so buried, way over the second Abram already. But the Raptors have the ability to move into the most versatile tier of movement in free agency with the money to spend. Now, the teams that are up there are teams like Orlando and Philadelphia are up there too. So very, very interesting stuff from ESPN this morning. Scotty last night asked us who our top 5 greatest Raptors of all time are. It's very interesting to hear this. He's like, chat, y'all list your top 5 greatest Raptors of all time. And overwhelmingly, Kyle Lowry was number 1. That he put a poll up. He made Lloyd put a poll up between Kyle and Kawhi, asking who is more important to the Raptors or who's a greater Raptor, Kawhi or Kyle. And Kyle killed Kawhi. It was like 85 to 15%. So, yeah, I put my 5 up, my normal 5 that I talk about on this channel. Kyle, DeMar, Pascal, Fred. And then the 5th one changes. It can go all over the place. I was saying Scotty just to say Scotty. And Scotty's saying, no, I'm not in the top 5 yet, fam. I'm not in the top 5 yet, but give me time. And I was saying, Scott, you're going to be the GROAT one day. Yeah, you're going to be the GROAT one day. You'll overtake Lowry at some point. Now, Scotty was like, yeah, Kyle Lowry, I can see that. And he was kind of talking about Kawhi in only 1 year and being a finals MVP. But the thing that was really interesting, he saw my list and he saw that I had Siakam as 3rd. And he said, you know what? Raptor Street 3, that's where I think Siakam is in the top 5 greatest Raptors also. So Scotty agrees with me. A lot of people don't on this. I don't understand the hate for Siakam. As far as like saying that Siakam doesn't belong in the top 5 greatest Raptors of all time, you're crazy. Because not only is he an NBA champion with the 2019 team, he's an NBA, he's a G League champion and MVP with the Raptors 905. He's a most improved player. He's a 2-time All-Star. He is an all-NBA player. He has so many accolades. He deserves to be in the top 5. His accolades for the Raptors are better than Vince Carter's. His accolades for the Raptors are better than Chris Bosh's. He has a championship, and he was the 2nd leading scorer on our championship team. And that's why I would argue that Scotty Barnes, and he agrees with me, that Pascal Siakam is a top 5 player for the Raptors all time. And I put him at 3. And he was like, Scotty saw that, and he was like, Raptor Street. Yeah, Scotty. Scotty was like, you know what? Yeah, Pascal should be top 5. I agree. See, he agrees with me. And then when I put Fred in there, a lot of people were kind of like, what? Fred? What do you mean? And then I had to go on the whole discussion on why Fred is great too. Undrafted. That path he went is just not normal. It is not normal. And the fact that he is the franchise leader for most points in a game for the Raptors and most assists, that's no slouch. And he is also, once again, a champion. So I would give preference to guys who actually won a ring with us over guys that were all sizzle and no steak, like a Vince Carter, like a Chris Bosh. You know, I would give them way more consideration because they actually won a ring with our team. And we're around a lot of winning. And Fred, once again, is a double champion for the Raptors, just like Siakam. He won a championship on the G League level with the Raptors 905 also. So, I mean, don't undercut the achievements of Siakam and Van Vliet in Raptors lore and history, because those guys have the accolades, and those guys have, I mean, I will say this every single day. Fred Van Vliet is the greatest undrafted player to ever play in the NBA. He is better than Moses Malone in some ways because of his story and how he did what he did and his height. Moses Malone, 6'10". Moses Malone was going to make it no matter what. Fred was not going to make it, and he went against the odds. And just the inspiring story of how Fred did this and got to this point in his life is amazing, y'all. It's seriously not common. And that's why we need to honor Fred VanVleet and understand he is a top 5 greatest Raptor of all time. I will push Kawhi and Vince and Chris Bosh down lower on the scale of things because Fred has the most points in a game for the Raptors. Seriously. Another thing Scotty was talking about last night was his career high in a game. He says his career high is too low. He doesn't like that his career high is only like 32 points or something like that. He wants to raise it this year is what he was saying. He's saying that like, yeah, I don't understand why my career high is so low. It's because you're so unselfish, Scott. You haven't been taken over like you could. You've been trying to pass. There's certain quarters where you just don't do a whole lot of scoring. You kind of disappear. If you want a good effort all 4 quarters, yeah, you can get 40, 50 points, Scott. Yeah, you can. But you're so unselfish, and that gets in the way. I would say this, Scott. You're more likely to start averaging a triple-double than getting a really high points average up there in the 30s. Because honestly, you are such an all-round good player. And honestly, you missed on some of the triple doubles you could have collected last year. Now, you got a lot of triple doubles last year. I think you got like 3 or 4 last season. And that's a lot in the NBA. You know, getting triple doubles not common. But Scotty could be commonly getting triple doubles coming up very soon in his career. Emmanuel Quickly is another guy I think is going to get a lot of triple doubles coming up in his career too. But yeah, it was interesting talking to Scott about his high in a career high in a game and how he wants to raise it next season. Yeah, he wants to raise that. That's right. He wants to raise that game high he has for a game. Yeah, it's too low for him. I think it's like 32 or 33 or something. It's like, why is that so low? Go for 40, Scott. Go for 40. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Tom Duke is spitting facts this morning. That's right. Spit and facts. Trevor's saying IQ. He is a Raptor point guard. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He will be a Raptor. I just believe this. It's all over his social medias. In some ways, he is a man of no pretense. He's a man of no fakery. He is a man that is just true to himself and the Lord. And he's not going to go around saying things and being like on We the North with the Raptors jerseys. He's got some sort of agreement. We know the Raptors have had agreements with players in the past before free agency happens because they've talked to him and they already sorted things out, whether it was Jakob and him re-signing last summer, whether it's Kelly Olynyk, whether it's Thad Young. Thad Young came in and we're like, yeah, it was always the intention of getting Thad as when we traded for him and then signing him that summer. He had already made an agreement basically to do that. It's just the same thing. It's just the same thing that there has been an extension for Kelly since he's been traded to come here. And Emmanuel is already in the fold. And Bobby and Masai there's no like shenanigans. There's no kind of confusion. It's just going to happen. It's just going to happen. Yeah, I agree with this. Good morning, everyone from Canadian Dana, putting IQ on blast. Yeah, when he comes back from Italy, we'll have to see if they get that matchup. IQ's going to play Oakland Raider on the 19th. It's been posted and advertised on Twitch, on Instagram. The Twitch team, We the North 2K, who has a new player that's been playing. They've been playing games while IQ's been gone, and he has not been playing with them. But they have a new player who's really, really good, and that may be who IQ's talking about. I don't know. Maybe he's talking about the UFC fight last night. I don't know what IQ was saying when he's saying, we have a good one. We got a good one. I don't know what he meant. Yeah, IQ, let's go. And there's Tom Duke walking towards the championship. And Amit's saying, good morning, y'all. My school year ends on Thursday, and on Tuesday I have a basketball game, so I really only have 3 days left of school. Then on the 26th, I'm off to the land of the cold and igloos. Yeah, that's not what this is right now. It's very warm, and it's summertime, Amit. And don't start propagating, stereotypes about Canada. Come on, man. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day to the dads. There you go. Happy Father's Day from MJ. Amit saying, today we had a sports day with Paralympians. We played wheelchair basketball. It was fun, but GD, it hurts your shoulders. I was so slow in the chair, I ended up cherry picking like LaMelo Ball, laughing my ass off. That's funny. Well, that's a different perspective of playing basketball. You know, wheelchair basketball athletes are very good athletes, trust me. And in some ways, well, Ahmed just learned wheelchair athletes have a really strong upper body. And they really, really have some good muscles around their shoulders and their arms. And these guys and gals are very, very, very much athletes. Very much. And, wheelchair basketball is such a popular sport all around the world. and it should get more shine. Honestly, it should get more shine. Maybe someday it will. The women's game is getting more rise on the rise now. Well, maybe there will be a world someday where wheelchair basketball is absolutely more on the mainstream in certain ways. There you go. Isaac Campbell's got Scotty on blast. Yeah, Isaac was having a good time in there, putting his comments in and making his little jokes. He was joking around with Scotty about Canadian Tire. Yeah, it was good times. It was just like old times, wasn't it, Isaac? Yeah, I appreciate being there with Scott. He's a good dude, and we missed him. And he said it too himself. He said, "Y'all, I really missed y'all. Seriously, I love y'all," is what he said when he signed off. And yeah, we missed you too, Scotty. The Scotty Barnes Twitch family 2022 will be forever. And when you come back and you just say hi for a second, it's cool. It's a lot of fun. Of course, he wanted to play 2K a little bit in front of us with his team, but it wasn't connected right. So he had to end the stream, and he didn't come back after that. But yeah, if Scotty's going to be on Twitch, the pattern right now is Saturday nights. And I think it really is because he figures a lot of people will be busy on a Saturday night because they have things to do in lives, and it's the summertime and people will be out and there may be less people in there. But I'm going to tell you right now, that chat last night had like 800 people in it. And in the old days, Scotty would only have like 400 people. So he had like double the normal people in there. It was very active in there. Very, very, very active. Most saying we have dogs on our team. I will never forget the day when both IQ and RJ went to their IG and wrote pups in reference to Pat Bev. Let's go, IQ. I have many reasons to root for him now. Yeah. IQ's just a quality person in general. He's a great role model. And man, as a man of God, he's just really inspiring people like me that aren't really religious to maybe get more interested in Jesus and belief and faith in his faith, because I see the power that surges through him from his belief in Jesus, and how he's empowered and emboldened in his life. And he's just, oh man, it's very attractive to see somebody who's really living that life truly, and just how it affects their life. It's crazy. Amit saying, I miss the Canadian summers, except when it rains. Here it's been and will continue being 34 plus degrees. It's on the brink of unbearable sometimes. Yeah, that's latitudes, man. That's latitudes. And you know what? It's not going to get any better, Amit. The world is warming, and the latitudes around the equator, they're going to be more and more inhabitable as time goes on, unless there's drastic changes that people make as far as trying to reforest, or maybe even just like get nature to help us. That's the key. Otherwise, if we keep destroying things and building parking lots, we keep tearing down huge swaths of natural woodlands, yeah, we're screwed. We're screwed. That the trees are going to be the thing that saves this planet, and we're still destroying too many trees the way we're living right now and developing more land. It's really, really dumb. We're going to shoot ourselves in the foot. And down the road, everybody's going to be hating all the developers and land developers who destroyed the natural environment that was keeping the balance of life on this planet okay. And yeah, I'm scared. This is part of the reason why I don't want to live in Florida anymore, is because I understand that first of all, the ocean could start swallowing up parts of that state. And then second, the heat is going to be more and more unbearable in the years to come. And a temperature in Ontario, like where I'm living, is going to be very comfortable in some ways, because it may get more warmer and there'll be less bad winters in some ways. I don't know. We're going to have to see how it goes. But yeah, some places not going to get any better, Ahmed. I'm going to just say that. It's not going to get any better, bro. Fiercely saying IQ is relatively young, yet seems very mature and grounded. We had that discussion, and I'm glad we're rebuilding and retooling with people of character. Yeah, and they fit, and their personalities fit. Scotty very much supportive of his teammates. He really does like RJ and Emmanuel a lot, but he's not going to be supporting Team Canada, even though. And he's not going to, I don't know if he's coming to any of the events. We were kind of asking him, are you going to go to Paris and go to the Olympics and watch them play? I don't think he is. And I don't know if he's going to go to Vegas. He may go to Vegas because of Summer League, and he might be there anyway, and maybe he'll show up and be around. But I don't know. The USA team is so full of the old guard egos of like James and Durant and all those guys that I don't know if it's good for Scotty to be around the team like a Ben Mathurin would be around the team right now. I don't think that it's like that. That they, it's going to be kind of like let the old guard retire and get out of the cycle of the U.S. Olympics, and Scotty will be in the new crop. He'll be a new crop. So I don't know if it's worth it for him to be around Team USA right now. I don't know how they're going to handle this. In some ways, I'd rather him just enjoy his summer and have a good time, and instead of doing that. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Mo is saying, "Happy Father's Day, Raptor Freak Family Crew dads." There you go. Just in general, there you go. All right. There's something weird that Jillian posted in our chat last night, and I want to talk about it. Apparently, Raptors official admin has started something called a membership list, and I was trying to investigate this. It's a membership wait list. Now, basically, the Toronto Raptors organization is starting something this season called Toronto Raptors memberships, and it's basically you can pay $100 for yourself. You can get 4 tickets at $400. You're depositing, and they're going to put you on a list. And this wait list is priority to get seating in the arena after all the things are settled. Like, I think they're trying to combat the resellers a little bit. And they're also trying to like give perks to certain people that are in the membership. And basically what it is you'll put $100 deposit in a certain area of the arena. Like for us, we sit on the end line usually. The prices there is kind of where we are. Like when the Saborans and Tom and other people have gone to games, Adriana and I, we always usually sit on the end, like 112 or something like that, 116. So basically you get this membership list. You pay them $100 a person, and you go on this list. And when the games are being sold, you get priority before the general public to get seats that are prime, that are left over after kind of the season ticket holders and everything like that. There's also other perks that are not totally described in the contract or whatever the rules that they have for this. So it's a weird situation. I don't know if I'll do it. In some ways, I don't think it's necessary for me to do it. I have my ways to get tickets in the arena no matter what. And I don't know. Maybe somebody in the Raptor Freak family will want to do this and get on the Raptors membership list and tell us what it is and what the perks are and everything that comes with it. I think in the contract, it's saying that you will only get access to 1 ticket for the year. So it's not like an ongoing thing. It's like they'll call you basically, and they'll say, hey, we have a ticket in this section, really good tickets right down here, and you can have them right now, priority, because you're a Raptors member. I don't know. I still don't understand the concept or what it is. In some ways, I thought it might have been a scam using the Raptors official logos, but it all seems legit. Ticketmaster and Raptors official have their proper stuff there. So check it out. If you're in our chat, you can see it. If you're not, I'll go ahead and grab it right now, and I'll put it in the chat right now so you guys can see it here if you haven't seen it yet. I don't know. It may be worth doing. I have no idea. I have no idea what it is. So in some ways, Raptors fans, there's a new membership list that you can be on. You can be a member of the yeah, you know what I mean. All right, let me see. That did not take. That link did not take to the thing. I'm going to try and do it again. All right. Yeah, there's so much to talk about today. Oh my gosh. It's like sometimes here, I'm going to go ahead and just give you guys the direct link instead of the link to the link. All right, here's the direct link, and you guys can go look at it. There. All right, cool. Let's do Leo's life tips real quick. Leo got up this morning, and this is what he's saying. He's saying, in the blink of an eye, it could all be taken away. Be grateful always. Yeah, for sure. Leo's saying, always grateful for the coffee. You got this. Have a blessed Sunday. Yeah, this is true. Gratitude can start from just being grateful for the way things are right now in life. Life can change quickly. And in some ways, you want to have gratitude for your life at every moment. And appreciate it. Yeah, because you never know. Like Leo's saying, things can be taken away all of a sudden. And it's good to be grounded and understand that. So I appreciate Leo Routen's life tips through Twitter. Tom's got the core together here. It's IQ, Scotty, RJ, Grady. No, not Grady. Kelly and Jakob. And there's Monique there too. Trevor's saying it would not be smart for our front office to trade for IQ than to allow another team to get him. Yeah, that wouldn't be smart. Now let's talk about the price for IQ. The average point guard salary is $26 million a year. Now is that probably about right? I don't know. We'll have to see what the final price is for him. We're also hearing that Scotty is going to be eligible for the biggest extension in the history of the Raptors franchise this summer. And that will definitely probably happen. The Scotty will be the highest paid Raptor ever by the time the season starts this year. So yeah, and that's totally necessary too. Yeah, I agree with Trevor. It's not like Bobby and Masai are trying to collect L's by making bad front office decisions, getting burned. Nah, and quickly is showing all the signs. Like, I'd be more worried about OG re-signing with New York if I was a Knicks fan than Emmanuel Quickly staying in Toronto. Seriously, because OG, OG, you never know. You never know with OG. That's for sure. Yeah, yeah. Cowboys saying for sure, Trevor J. IQ ain't going nowhere. No, he loves it. He loves being on the team. He's enjoying being Scotty's teammate. He's best friends with RJ. He's taken to Toronto. He loves the role of being a starting point guard. And, well, it's a great setup for him. It's a very, very good setup. I think he really likes our front office, too, from what I can tell. He said Bobby's his dude the other day on Twitch. And, Masai is charismatic and amazing. And who wouldn't want to work for Masai? Seriously, who wouldn't want to work for Masai? Tom Duke saying, power of positivity, 100%. You rock, Lex. Yeah, I mean, in some ways, listen, I realize on this channel, I talk about dark subjects and scary subjects, like maybe the NBA being corrupt. And in some ways, it's true. Your perception, you could lighten it up and maybe allow for more possibilities. I don't want to ever believe that the Raptors will never win a championship again. Like, some people really believe that stateside. That, yeah, Raptors, you won a championship, but you know what? You're never, ever going to win another one ever again. That's bullshit. And I don't believe that. And I'm not going to limit my mind and tell myself that. I believe, like Masai said, this city is too good and too quality that it will win another championship again sometime. And it may not matter if Masai is here or not. So in some ways, we can't limit our mind and possibilities by our mind doing it. We have to allow for anything to be possible. And we have to strive and feel positive about it to allow it to be created, is basically how I feel about it. That's basically the message for today. That's right. Tom's saying alley-oop to Lex and his greatness. All right. I appreciate that. Cowboy, I really appreciate that. I don't know how great I am, but maybe I shouldn't negative self-talk myself that. Maybe I am great in my own little way. That's what I'm saying. In some ways, it's like balance of being humble. If you're humble and you speak to your own greatness, that's the best way to be. Because in some ways, that's what God would tell you. Say, be humble, but also speak to your own greatness. It's a balance. It's a balance. It's a balance. Isaac's got me on blast too. I love it. Trevor's saying, yes, Lex, God created us in his own image and likeness. We all created with special talents. So never talk down about yourself. I really have to learn this. You've got to understand, most of my younger adult life, I was very hard on myself, and I was an alcoholic, and I drank a lot, and I had a very negative mindset. I was negative to everybody. I was a pessimist. I spoke, and my words came out in very negative like structures. And in some ways, I've tried to talk about it with different people that are close to me, around me in my life, about how the power of your words can shape your life and your perception. If you have a negative mindset and you're saying negative statements and negative comments all the time, your life will be negative. But if you, instead of saying something like, oh man, I wish it wasn't so hot, just say, I am so blessed that I get a nice, beautiful, sunny day. Everything's got good and bad in it. It's just how you characterize it. It's like, oh, that snake in the yard, it scares me. It's gross. It's slimy. No, that snake in the yard is out there, and it's going to eat some of the rodents or maybe pests that you may have problems in your life. They made the snake seem like a bad animal, but it has good things about it. Everything's good and bad. It's just the perspective you want to look at it from. And you have that power of perception to change your world. Seriously. It's like when you start to talk to yourself in a negative way, catch yourself and do the opposite. And you may see your life change like that. It's amazing. Seriously. It's really the momentum I got in my life in a positive way was changing my self-talk to more positive and speaking more positively of greatness in different ways around me, a gratitude of things instead of complaining. That's a very easy switch for a behavior, is to go from complaining about something or being a pain in the ass to something like, I'm very grateful and happy that I have this blessing in my life. Like Leo's saying, it can all be taken away at any given time. Yeah, yeah. Fiercely saying, we tend to be fascinated by players in respect to their grind, style play, and what they wear, how much money they make. But we do get valuable takes from them as well, get inspirational words. I think DeMar DeRozan is a great example of this. One of the greatest Raptors of all time, if not the greatest Raptor of all time. His dinners with DeMar and his work in the mental health arena are absolutely changing a lot. And it goes way beyond the NBA and sports. In some ways, he's created a safe space for African American men to speak about mental illness that may not have been totally there completely in some ways. So DeMar is a hero, and he's doing something more transcendent than just his NBA playing career that's absolutely amazing, and a Hall of Fame career, by the way. He is doing something that's much more than the NBA. And that's what I'm saying right there. That's what I'm saying right there is exactly right there. G saying, haha, hot dog at Canadian Tire. Yeah. Yeah. Scotty likes, he said, you got to go eat a hot dog at Canadian Tire to be a real Canadian. I was like, Scott, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I've had a hot dog at Canadian Tire, and I've had a hot dog outside the Rogers Center too. But yeah, he's kind of saying, yeah, you got to get the glizzies to be a real Torontonian. Yeah, it's crazy. Tom's saying, haha, Crappy Tire is my favorite store. Yeah, listen, Canadian Tire is an institution in this country. And Scotty's love for Canadian, I can understand why. Like, think about what Canadian Tire is like, Tom. It has all kinds of cool gadgets. You know, there's a weird, there's kind of like men's toys in there. Seriously. You can go in there and you can get all kinds of weird, like fun yard stuff, or, any kind of thing that like guys are into and stuff like that. So I guess that's part of it. Is Scott likes to go down there and kind of maybe he splurges. Who knows how much crap he's buying from Canadian Tire? Who knows how much stuff he has around his house from Canadian Tire at his house? It's crazy. But I think he should get that bag. If you're not listening, Canadian Tire, you have a huge fan in Scotty Barnes, and he could be in your commercials. He'd do it like this. I'm telling you, he would be in your commercials. So Canadian Tire, get on the phone and get Scotty Barnes in your commercials. Seriously, it would be a winner. A winner. I'm telling you. I told Scott yesterday, when I go to Girard Square Subway to get Bowlway, I always tell them, I came here to get Bowlway because of Scotty Barnes. Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm coming to Subway to get food. It's because Scotty Barnes is Bowlway. And I want to support my guy on the Raptors. It's true. I ate Osmos just because of Norman Powell. So, of course, this is a really good way to get stuff. Callaway golf clubs. Grady Dick's using Callaway golf clubs. Go buy Callaway golf clubs. You get endorsement sales from these Raptors because people will go and buy the food. I'm telling you, we will go to Canadian Tire more if you got Scotty in the commercials. So give him that bag and put him in your commercials. Make him funny too. Maybe you can even tie in his trade school stuff that he's doing because Canadian Tire has some of that kind of stuff there too, right? Cowboys saying Raptors are greatness. That's right. Our Raptors are greatness. There's a whole parade of them. Jakob, Grady, RJ, Scotty, Emmanuel, Kelly, Mo, me, Darko, Masai, the logo, and maybe Zach Edey. Yeah, Zach, very interesting news. I didn't know this was true, but it's been confirmed. Zach Edey has refused the invite to go to the green room for the draft. He will not be at the draft to walk up on stage with Adam Silver. Instead, he's decided he wants to celebrate the draft and be with his Purdue teammates in Purdue and his family. So that's very interesting choice by our big man from Canada, Zach Edey, that he is not going to go to the draft. He has declined the invitation to go to the draft green room. That's very, very interesting to me. Very, very interesting to me. Yeah. Fiercely saying, I missed the Twitch stream. I was at a bridal party. Thanks for debriefing, Lex. Thanks for the debriefing, Lex. And I won't turn my back on Subway, although their rice bowls barely have meat. Yeah. Listen, I thought a Bowlway's awesome. I love the rice. I don't eat bread. So Bowlway just actually came into my life at the right time because I love Subway. You could go to Subway and get the salad without the bread. It's basically they put the sandwich meat in the salad, and it's like, oh, it's a salad with some cold cuts. But with Bowlway, they had a rice add-on. And I was like, yeah, this is good. This is good. Because I'm not supposed to eat gluten. And for me, I was getting the flatbread subs for a while because they kind of didn't hurt me too bad. But like the regular Subway bread messes me up. So Bowlway's been a savior for me in some ways. And I always tell them, I come in, I say, Scotty Barnes is the reason why I'm here. And the lady in Girard Square is like, who is that? She doesn't know. I'm like, Scotty Barnes sent me here. And she's like, what do you mean? I want Bowlway. And she's like, what do you mean? Oh, the rice bowl? Yeah, you can get that. I'm saying bet. Yay for trivia. Yeah, tomorrow. Last one. The finals, game 3. We've had 2 very serious competitive finals trivia for Raptor Freak Trivia. The last game will be on Tuesday, and we'll have it, and that'll be it. That'll be it. That'll be the end of the season, depending on whether the Mavericks win tomorrow night or not. The Mavericks win, well, I don't know if we'll get to next Tuesday, but we'll have some more classic cards possibly. We'll have that. Yeah, Tom's saying such drama in this year's trivia race. I know. No lie, Tommy. No lie. A lot of drama in this year's trivia for sure. A lot of drama. Yeah. Yeah. All right. There's the classic card answers. We'll move past that. Yeah, that's not Nicholas Claxton. Who put Nicholas Claxton in there? Who put Nicholas Claxton as a classic card guess? That's crazy. Fiercey, why'd you do that? I'm gonna say I would have let someone else get it if there was no trivia tomorrow. Okay. See, he's covering his ass. He wants to have more of a lead over Fiercey just in case tomorrow. I get it. Let's see. Smooth forgot his name. Yeah, Tate George is not a big name from back then. Tate George is somebody that's very forgettable, honestly. I think he was very forgettable when he was playing. So it's like, come on. David's saying, haha, Smooth. Well done, Amit. There you go. And Fierce is saying, no, yeah, it's 500 points ahead of you now. So can you make up 600 points tomorrow, Fiercey? Yeah, you got to be perfect almost. Seriously. And you got to stop that young man. Now, I will say this finals is going to be the hardest trivia of the whole entire season. In some ways, the people that watched my channel from the very beginning are going to do very well on this trivia because some of these questions are going to be ridiculous. I'm telling you right now. It's going to be very, very difficult trivia. This is going to be the hardest trivia ever that I've ever written for any trivia in the 3 seasons. So tune in on Tuesday for the final Tuesday trivia for season 3 of Raptor Freak Trivia. Yeah. There you go. Amit saying, proud to be the #1 Googler in this stream, laughing my ass off. Yeah, in some ways, I might, there's going to be changes to the trivia next season. And in some ways, we may try and limit people from doing it the way you do it because I'd rather people do it off the top of their head. I really, really would. In some ways, that's how I intended it from the very beginning of the show. The first season was very much off the top of your head. You can ask G, the season 1 champion. He didn't really Google anything. He was using his own knowledge and guessing is how he figured things out. It kind of morphed. The second season, I made kind of a formula in some ways for how I could do it consistently all the time. And it became more formulaic and easy to predict. In some ways, I don't like that. I don't want it to be where you just know what I'm going to do on it. So in some ways, next season, don't expect next season to be anything like this season. In some ways, the way that things have been done this season has kind of ruined trivia. I'm not going to lie. So it's not fun to me in some ways. Like, I know you're proud of your Google research, but you're a young guy. In some ways, a lot of us are old heads and we're not as tech savvy as the younger generation. So in some ways, this isn't the way trivia should have been. Trivia should be actual knowledge up here. Like people like Monique, who absolutely know all the answers. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. And Fiercey's congratulating Amit. That might be too soon, Amit. I mean, and Fiercey, but who knows? Fiercey, it's up to you. You have to kick some butt tomorrow to make up that margin if you're going to win. Otherwise, it's Amit's crown to win. Yeah, it's going to be very competitive and very fun. Tune in on Tuesday to see what happens. We're not changing the time or anything. No, Fiercey, if you have a meeting, I'm not changing the time because that was not last week was not right because everybody else didn't come in and play because they didn't know. So we want a competitive day with lots of people playing. All right. Fiercey saying, I hope Penserites were part of the stream and report the fact Scotty has no beef whatsoever with Fred VanVleet. Yeah, I hope so. No, it doesn't matter. The damage is done. Everything's all settled and moved on. It's just if we start to see this behavior once again, like we did last season with Dennis, they started it up with Dennis and Scotty for a little bit. It was bullshit then too. Well, we start to see some sort of crap this year with people. Just understand these are not Raptors fans that are making Raptors content. These are people that are like sheep, wolves in sheep clothing, kind of infiltrating our fan base to just make confusion. I've said this before. YouTube and the way things are now, people can be fans of other nations, acting like they're fans of other teams, and absolutely being destructive and toxic. And I'm pretty sure that's who Robert Pencer Misovich is, because he's been very toxic the whole time he's been making content on his channel. And if I'm the antithesis to him, I am. Yeah, that dude is negative. I'm positive. I'm trying to talk up the Raptors. I'm trying to talk up success from Masai Ujiri and the Raptors organization. And meanwhile, Pensier's trying to pit Scotty Barnes versus various other Raptors on his content. So yeah, don't listen to Pensier and his stupid shit. He doesn't know what he's talking about, obviously, because Scotty said last night, and his whole body of work during that season, the last season of Fred and Nick, was absolute crap, considering that Scotty just confirmed that he is an idiot for thinking that this whole time. So yeah, there you go. There you go. David's saying, laugh out loud. The other side telling the real story. Good luck. Yeah, it is what it is. In some ways, whatever. I don't care if Robert does anything. I just ignore him. In fact, I haven't mentioned Robert on this channel in months because he's irrelevant at this point. In some ways, what he does and says, we don't care. And what his whole steam was around hating Fred. When his channel was getting so much, he was really the ringleader of this anti-Fred stuff that led to people threatening his mother and other crazy bullshit that happened behind the scenes, where the fans looked really bad because they thought Fred was just some sort of selfish chucker. Idiots. You're all idiots. You did not understand that Nick was pressing Fred to do what he did as his role on the team. And Fred had nothing to do with those decisions. In fact, Nick was lazy and he didn't coach the team fully in his last year. And Fred was trying to be the coach on the court and keep things together. It's so crazy. Amit's saying we should give Scotty a Canadian citizenship already. SGA and Scotty would be amazing. Scotty will never play for Canada. He wants to play for USA. He said it last night. He will never. Listen. He's an honorary Canadian. He could become a Canadian citizen down the road, but his history is with USA basketball already, and he needs to build that legacy down there. In some ways, he doesn't need people to get mad at him for being a turncoat and coming up and becoming Canadian, like Joel Embiid's a turncoat. So I don't endorse this. I think Scotty should become a Canadian citizen at some point, but he should always represent the United States in FIBA competition. Yeah, David's saying Scotty won't play for Canada. He always have for USA, and that's okay. I wouldn't expect anything else. Yeah, exactly. He's proud of his history in the under USA teams and gold medals he's already won. He's got 3 gold medals with Team USA in the under categories, under 16, under 17, under 18. So it's like, no, he's not going to play for Team Canada. As much as that sounds great, we don't need him. Think about this. We've got a great crop of young Canadians, and I'm glad to hear that everybody wants to play for Team Canada all of a sudden now. The Canadians in the league. Trey Lyles, the latest added to the list. It's so awesome. Yeah, David's saying I'm on my phone. Sorry for the typos. It's all good, David. You're good. Tommy's saying OG is going to be a positive voice for Scotty to speak with daily. Those Penserites cling to talking points like trades and tanking, enjoying any drama on the team that they can make up. Like I said, there's a lot of people that are around Raptors Nation that are not really fans. They're just cynical idiots. Some of them are more primarily Leaf fans that are jaded from the failures of the Maple Leafs organization for 50, 60, 70. I don't even know how many years they've been failing. That's the problem. There's an ingrained sports mentality in Toronto because of the Leafs. And people that are more hockey fans, they come into our fan nation and their jaded, cynical negativeness, it manifests in weird ways. And that's why I say, if you're a basketball fan, you're a Raptors fan, separate it. The red don't need to be with the blue. Trust me. And if we could get separated by ownership, that would be great in the future. Seriously. Because the toxic and the weirdness of the Leafs does hurt the Raptors, especially because they share fans. And those fans have the same attitudes for both teams. And it's not fair to the Raptors. The Raptors are nothing like the Leafs in their history. We are a winning organization since Masai showed up. And people need to believe that. The way this is part of what we're talking about on this subject today. It's like your negative talk about yourself limits yourself. So Leaf fans talking all this negative stuff about their team and the city of Toronto and blowing it in the first round. Well, you prophesize that and it comes true. And that's all I'm going to say right there. So I'm going to say Toronto Raptors NBA champions 2025. And you know what? Scotty Barnes said it yesterday. They asked him, he said, Scotty, when are you going to win the next championship? I want to win the next champion next year for the Raptors. So it's not like Scotty is not limiting his mind saying, we're never going to win a championship again in Toronto. No, he's going for it. And he believes it can happen. And I believe it can happen too. And we will make it happen. in the next few years. We're going to see it. Yeah. Scotty Barnes said Toronto Raptors, NBA champions 2025 yesterday. That's all I got to say right there. That's all I got to say right there. Yeah, yeah. David saying facts, dunk for Tom. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. Seriously, some people are just miserable fucks, and they're going to complain, and they're going to be sad, and they're going to be pessimistic, and they're going to drive all the goodness in their life out of their life because of the dark, stormy cloud in their head that's raining all day. There you go. 70 dunks for Tom Duke, the West Coast Raptor Freak president, chapter president over there in BC land. That's right. That's right. Tom's saying it's true. Like MAGA fans clinging to conspiracies in the face of reality. It is what it is. I don't know why people do this. Why, if you love the Raptors, why would you want Fred to have a beef with Scotty and vice versa? Seriously. And why would you promote this or get on? It's just because you hate Fred so much. You want him off the team because you love Scotty so much. See, that was part of the problem. Is that Panser was leveraging the love for Scott into hate against Fred. And that I hated him. I hate him to this day still so much. And I know the reason why Robert did this is because Fred dissed him at a G League game and didn't give him an autograph. Oh my God, Robert. Oh, boo, boo. Freddie was not talking to you at the game. He's a VIP. He can do whatever he wants. He wants to watch the game. He doesn't want to sign autographs. So if he wanted to watch the game and he couldn't sign autographs at that moment, he dissed somebody. Oh, and you got so mad you made an internet channel just to go after him. Yeah, it was crazy. And that's the truth of it right there. He used to talk about this in Raptors forums all over social media, to putting down Fred. Fred wouldn't sign autographs for middle school kids at a G League game he was visiting once he got to the NBA. Yeah, well, maybe he was busy. Maybe he was there trying to pay attention to the game. Maybe y'all were wrong for approaching him at the time you did. You know, you're not filling in the whole story, Robert Misovich. When you talk about why you hate Fred because he wouldn't sign autographs for middle schoolers. Yeah. Oh, you idiot. You idiot. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Cowboys saying, the he who shall not be named, greatness always tells him to talk real slow, and you're a sad person. I could trade bodies. I wish I could trade bodies. That's a weird comment, Cowboy, for that guy. I'm saying a meet and greet would be sick. Need to pull a Scotty Barnes card in my 450 cards I'm getting so I could get him to sign it. Yeah, I don't know if Scotty was joking. In some ways, his whole topic was, I can't do anything in public right now. In some ways, he told somebody straight up on the stream last night, don't try and find me. People are trying to find me. In some ways, he wants his privacy. He doesn't want to be mobbed. In some ways, he goes on walks with his dogs. If you happen to see Scotty out in the wild, don't come up to him and mess with him. Do not make a big deal. Do not draw attention to him. Do not come at him. He said, if you're not a child, I don't want to take a picture with you. So if I saw him on the street, he would not want to talk to me because I'm a full-grown adult. And he only wants to do stuff for kids in public. The young fans. If the young fans come up and want to hug him, shake his hand, sign autographs, he'll do that. Take pictures. But if you're an adult, you're just a male or a female or anybody who's older, he doesn't want to talk to you. He wants to be left alone. He said that very clearly on his Twitch a couple years ago. And I think the fans need to know that. And in some ways, he can't have anything planned out because there will be mob scene. I said last night, Scotty's like the Beatles in Toronto. He seriously is at this point. He's like the Beatles in Toronto. That's right. I'm just saying, planning on going to a EYBL game with my grandfather. Still disappointed Global Jam isn't happening. Was really looking forward to it. It could be that some of the people that are involved in Global Jam are more pivoting to working on the new WNBA project in Toronto. It could be, I don't know. There's all kinds of reasons. I don't know why they're not doing Global Jam this year. I thought they were. Maybe it's just on the down low. Either way, it's good that you have some other events to go to, Amit. Smooth saying, Scotty Barnes to me is a combination of Scottie Pippen and Magic Johnson. He has a unique skill set. He can be a top 10 player this year. He's that good. Yeah, in some ways, it's not that he's like an overpowering offensive player. He is an all-round player. He is good at everything. And you're right. I never really talked about Scottie Pippen in comparison to Scotty, but there's some fairness to this. Scottie Pippen was a very much like they have 5-tool players in baseball. Well, this guy was like a 5-tool player back in the day because he could block shots and steal, shoot threes. He could rebound. He could pass. He could score. So in some ways, the comparison of Scotty to Scotty is very fair because Pippen is a all-category guy too from his days back in the day. And in some ways, I haven't really talked about that comparison ever. I've always said Magic for sure. Yeah, Scotty's got a lot of Magic Johnson. His philosophy on the court for assists and passing. And I also say, of course, he can go in Kawhi mode if he wants to in the low post. Nobody can stop Scott if he wants to down the low post. He can do whatever he wants, just like Kawhi. And then I see a part of Scott that's going to develop more and more as he gets older for team defense. And the comparison I make in that one is Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was the ultimate team defender. And as Scott gets better as a defensive player, he's going to be a great help defender. He's going to be a great weak side shot blocker, just like Duncan. And in some ways, that's something that's underrated about Scott that nobody's talking about is his ability to be a great team defender, team rebounder, defensive rebounder. And that is such Duncan kind of stuff. So, and I don't say that lightly. I know that saying the words Magic Johnson and Tim Duncan and Kawhi Leonard around Scotty, it may seem like it's maybe that's not fair to him. No, I'm serious. There's shades of all three of those guys in Barnes, and he can, and it's just in the different components of the game where you see them. That's what I'm saying right there. Yeah. Cowboys saying top 5, Smooth Brown, man, let's go, Scotty. That's right. That's right. Smooth saying, I have heard Draymond Green comparisons, ironically, from Green himself as well. Yeah, I hate that comparison. It's not fair to Scott. And Draymond said it himself already, that he is nothing. Like, he said that Scotty's way better than him already. Draymond, and the ego of Draymond's the biggest ego in the world in some ways. He's actually admitted that he believes that Scotty Barnes is a better NBA player than him, and he's going to be way better than him. He's exactly right, obviously. But and some people would argue against that because they malign Scott and they don't give him the respect he deserves. But the guys inside the game that play against him know what Scotty is. They know, but maybe the NBA machine's not putting him on blast. People are slighting him. People are coming out with lists of top 10 players under 25, and Scotty's missing. You know, that's the thing. The people that play know. And Draymond Green has said straight up, he's better than me. There's skills that he has that I don't have. For sure. So in some ways, that's it right there. That's it right there. There you go. Most saying, glad Jeff and Ariana are following you. Always here for you in any way I can. Yeah, this is amazing. Mo took our Share the Love Club stream from yesterday and sent it to Jeff Landicho and his wife, and both of them followed me afterwards. And Jeff actually reached out to me and said he was really interested in coming to our next hangout when we do the next Raptor Freak family hangout. And I'll be like, yeah, that'd be awesome. So who knows? Jeff could be watching us right now. Once again, I just want to double down on what I said yesterday, especially because it's Father's Day. Jeff, thank you for all your work on Open Gym. It is so crucial and important. And it really is part of the Messiah era that separated us from the rest of the league. It is a really key, huge, important thing. And I really, really appreciate you for it. And I know everybody here in the chat does too. And all the kind words we said towards you, man, it's straight from the heart. And seriously, man, you made something very, very important in your life. I know that, listen, I said yesterday, it's like, oh, your father and you, their biggest contribution was to basketball in Toronto. But that's not true. I thought about it more afterwards. I know their biggest contribution is their family. Their biggest contribution is the family and the aura and the vibes and the positivity, the man that your father was, Tito Wally, and the leader he was in the community and what he put on so many people around the community. And now you, as his son, continuing with your family and continuing the same kind of morals and values that your father gave you, that's the most important thing on the down low. But as far as your contribution to the world, maybe in some ways your greatest contribution is Open Gym. But maybe there's something bigger coming down the road for Jeff. Who knows? Who knows? We'll have to see. Adriana's here in the chat for today. She's cheering for Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet fan number 1, Adriana. Yeah, and Adriana's getting 100% from Tom Duke. There you go. I love to see it. Tommy's got me on blast with Scotty, and Cowboys giving an alley-oop to Adriana. Yeah, she can get up there and throw it down. Trust me. She can get up there. She said Purple Walk was amazing yesterday. Really, really good stuff yesterday for Adriana there. She's got the Kyle Lowry 7 now, guys. Yeah, really, really good, successful day for Epilepsy Association of Toronto in downtown Toronto with the Purple Walk yesterday. Very, very good day. Yeah, let's see. Tommy's got the cowboy in the skillet. And yeah, there's the throw to Adriana, the dunk. That emoticon speech is so funny. All right, I got to make sure I get done under 2 hours because we are going to birthday parties today. I got to get on the road. David's saying, hey, nice photo of you and Maisie, Tom. Oh, Tommy's got a new profile picture in there. I see him with his dog there. Very cute. There you go. Yeah, I like that, Tom. Cowboys saying, when IQ said we have a good one, I think he's talking about Masai. Well, we could infer that. I don't know. I don't know if it's the new player on the We the North 2K team, if it's the UFC fight last night, if it's workout he had over in Milan this weekend. I don't know what he's saying. We got a good one about, and nobody really understands that. Sometimes these cryptic messages on social media are tough to decipher. And I don't know what he means when he says we got a good one last night. Very interesting. All right, let's do the Instagram stories real quick. We got Yuta Watanabe in Japan putting on blast new shoes. They're Air Max DNs, the highest in his heart is what he's saying in Japanese. So check those shoes out. Lloyd is playing Don Tolliver on his Instagram stories. Of course, we talked about music last night. And so Scotty was taking requests and literally playing music that people was tell him to play over it, and he was kind of listening to it and kind of seeing if he liked it. And Don Tolliver did come up last night. They're talking about it. There's Kelly, and I'm guessing that's his wife. I've seen her before. Kelly Olynyk having nice beverages with his wife. I'm guessing that's his wife. I'm pretty sure that's his wife. I don't know her name for sure. But yeah, Kelly, of course, with a snapback on and a devious smile. And it looks like Kelly's very happy, enjoying this summer. It's definitely summertime kind of patio drinks kind of look there. Manuel Quickly on his Instagram is hyping up the matchup he's going to have against Max Crosby of the Las Vegas Raiders. They're going to play NBA 2K on June the 19th at 7:30 p.m. So be ready for that in 3 days. When Emmanuel, I'm guessing, returns from Italy, he'll be back to play one of the Raiders and his NBA 2K team. Now, is that fair? They're playing NBA 2K, and that's Emmanuel's world. And Max Crosby, what are you doing, bro? You're stepping into the other arena. Now, will you guys play Madden after this? And Emmanuel can beat you on your own game too? I don't know. Either way, I'm putting my money on We the North 2K to kick your ass. Actually, I think they played each other last week, and he already beat him, but they're doing a more official matchup this time. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see Emmanuel, We the North 2K versus Las Vegas Mambas. Las Vegas Mambas, that's the name of his team. Manuel's also got another cryptic message in his Instagram story saying, walked him down. Now, this is making me think this is about the UFC fight last night. He said, walked him down. Gary Trent Sr. is really, really digging his new shave. He's got good lines on his beard, and he's showing them off. He's got a really, really content smile, and he's just turning his head, and he's just got the cleanest lines on his beard right now, and he's very proud of them. So it's like, yeah, if you want to see Gary Trent Sr.'s beard lines, go check out his Instagram stories. He is just showing them off. He's in his greatness, y'all. He's in his greatness. He is doing God's greatness in him, and it's beard lines right now. Yeah, there you go, Gary Sr. Smiling so big. He's so funny. Let's see. Yeah, We the North 2K is putting on blast that matchup against Max Crosby coming up, and they're reposting. Emmanuel posting it, and then Max Crosby's reposting it. There's all these repostings. Repost this, repost that, repost. All right, let's see. Are there any more? There was a 905 event at there was a Ward 11 barbecue yesterday, and Stripes, the mascot for the Raptors 905, was in the house. He's climbing on a fire truck, it looks like. Let's see. Is there anything else? Yeah, there's the clip of Scotty when he got the Joel Embiid card on Legacy Scotty's Instagram right now. They were trying to get Scott to follow these Instagram accounts. They was like, Scotty, will you follow Legacy Scotty? He's like, nah, fam. Sorry. He's not trying to follow anybody like that. So there's your Instagram stories for today right now. That's what's up with the Raptors on their Instagrams right now. Kelly on a patio with a nice drink and the lady. That's right. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. David saying Quickly was interviewed or something. Quickly was on Twitch, and that's where I interviewed him, David. He was on for it was a couple Fridays ago. He was on for 3 hours, and basically I had a direct line, and he was reading all of my comments and pretty much mostly answering a lot of things I was saying. So in some ways, I interviewed him actually. And then also, he's always doing stuff online with his stories and talking about things that are going on. He's showing his life on the Instagram stories. So Name was saying, here's the solution to your problem, Scotty. Rent the entire park for 4 hours. Shut that place down. That's what I would say too. They've done these kind of special things, Scott. You could go ahead and get Canada's Wonderland for a little while on an off time. Maybe you do it kind of like how Magic Kingdom would do it down in Disney World. We did a grad night there from my high school. When I graduated, our grad night trip was to Disney World from Tallahassee. And we went over midnight. They had regular opening hours for Disney World during the day when tourists would be there, but they let us come in after the park closed and let all the high schoolers run around crazy in the park open overnight. We were in there from like midnight till 5 a.m. It's crazy. It was really, really fun to be at Disney World in the middle of the night on a grad night trip with just a bunch of high school kids from around Florida in there. Not the normal thing. So in some ways, maybe, Scott, you're able to rent Canada's Wonderland in the evening and off-peak times, like in the middle of the night. You could ride all the roller coasters and have a fun time there. Just get a small group of people. Maybe you invite the Raptor Freak family. We come down there and we'll be in the park and we'll say hey and we'll leave you alone. But we'll be like in the park going around too. I don't know. It's a great idea, Nameless. And I'm sure Scott could do this. He doesn't have to put a gun to John Candy's head to get this to happen at Wally World. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Yeah. Let's go. All right, let's see. David's saying, I'm going to check out this membership thing. Is it legit? Thank you. Yeah, I think it's legit. It has all the signs. The Ticketmaster and the Raptors are legit on there, but we'll have to see. David, you check it out and let us know what it is all about. Get 4, and I will reimburse you if I'm one of those 4, if you're going to do it with like Peter and Morgan and yourself, because I'll come in and sit on those seats with you guys. David's saying they said we'd never win, and we won. They said we will never win again, but we will. We know what we know. Ignore the naysayers. I don't even care if they stack the cards against us. I don't even care if we don't have privilege in this league like the Boston Celtics do. We will overcome this because honestly, we are just like that. As much as the Hornets and the Wizards are like what they are, the Raptors are like what they are. And even if the NBA has designs that the Raptors should be one of the crappiest teams in the league forever, that's not what's going to happen. The city of Toronto is too good, too talented, too strong, too vital. And in some ways, we will rise up and get exactly what David's saying. I believe that too. That's right. And that's what Masai believes too. Name is saying it's not a divine prayer that shapes our reality. It's pure thought and imagination. This is exactly right. The power of our own minds can shape our own world. And that's all you need to understand right there. There you go. Dunk for Nameless. Dap to my paisano. I'm so happy he's back. And I cherish the times when Nameless is in our chat with us. Seriously. He's one of my favorites, and I have missed him because he isn't here as regularly recently. 37 dunks for Nameless at this point. There you go. Blackhawks here. Good to see Neil. Once again, thanks, Neil, for coming last Saturday to Monique's birthday party at the NBA restaurant. What a great event, and fantastic to meet you and your daughter. Well, actually, I met you before, but fantastic to meet your daughter. We will return to the playoffs. We just have to complete building our identity. Yeah, everybody's going to sully us and prognosticate us lower in the league, in the standings, because of the second half of the last season without Scotty and Jakob. That's just stupid. Do you people not understand how important Scotty is to the Raptors to win? Do people not understand how Jakob is basically the only rim protection we have on our team? Without those components, business was open for other teams to just do whatever they want to us. Even if we played well offensively with them, we would not have the rebounding and defensive chops to stop a team at the end of the game to try and close the game to win. So these guys are absolutely essential. And yeah, we do need to shore up the center position or just length in general around the basket for rebounding and maybe rim protection reasons. So yeah, it is crazy. They're already going to say we're dead in the water. They have no idea. Once again, the Raptors are one of those zombies you just can't kill. You just can't kill. Isaac saying, Scotty loved China, and I commented him for working on his game. I mentioned that his travels must also expand the mind. He said at first the lengthy flight made him dread the idea of going. 4 is great. Yeah, so Scott, that's interesting, Isaac. I must have missed that part of the chat because you were in there right away. And you sound alarm, and I didn't see it for like 20 minutes. So you talked to him about the trip to China, and you said that he was kind of dreading the long flight. Yeah, I can understand that. Just having been on a long flight recently myself, it was a little daunting too. But I will say this. I think that I'm safer and feel happier in a plane when it's bigger. These huge planes they do cross ocean flights with, they're so much more stable in turbulence. In some ways, you could sleep on a plane like that and just feel like it's nothing too crazy. So the smaller planes are the ones that bug me. In fact, you get all the way down to like Cessnas and really small planes, or like the plane that Roy Halladay crashed and sadly, tragically died in. The smaller the plane, the more dangerous it is. Just put it that way. And you can talk to pro wrestlers. Ric Flair, he'll tell you how a small plane can be very dangerous. Ric Flair, his plane crashed in 1975 when he broke his back. So, yeah, I like the big planes that go over oceans because they seem more stable. And when we took the shorter trip from Warsaw to Tallinn, that plane drove me nuts because it was like shaking. And like, I was like, are there too many people on this plane for this size? I was like really freaking out about the smaller plane. And it was always true when I would fly to Tallahassee from Toronto. The flight from Toronto to Atlanta, the bigger plane was always much more smoother, even though it was longer. But that little bit of the plane from Atlanta to Tallahassee, it was scary because that plane's like shaking and stuff. So the medium-sized planes, they bug me. And the small planes, I ain't getting in one of them. If I have a friend that's at Billy Bishop and he's like, hey, Lex, come down. I'm going to show you how I've been learning how to fly. I'm not coming, bro. No, dog. No. I'm not coming. Yeah. So it's interesting that Scott said that. He was kind of scared of the elevator when he went up the CN Tower for the first time when he came to Toronto. Yeah, he showed that. He has a bit of a fear of heights. And I share that with him. Once again, I share another thing with Scott. We're both Florida State Seminoles, and we both have a fear of heights on the down low. Now, let's see. Cowboys saying alley-oop to St. David. There you go. We'll give David another dunk. St. David has been very benevolent recently. And there's a lot of cool changes coming up. We're going to announce them probably very soon. And you guys are going to find out the new role David's going to have on this channel. It's big. It's very big news. And you guys are going to find out very soon. Neil, let's see who else we got. Nameless is dapping. And Cowboys saying Raptors are a few draft picks and a couple of free agents away from legit contender. Let's go, Raptors. See you in the playoffs this year. Let's go. That's right. Scott ain't messing around. That's what he's saying. He's playing for the championship this year. He said it again last night. That's right. He ain't messing around with nothing like that. All right. I got less than a half an hour, guys. We're going to have a strong cutoff at 2 hours. David's saying, haha, Lex ate Osmos because of Norman Powell. Laugh out loud. Dunk. I did. I totally wouldn't have ate Osmos unless Raptors were in the commercials. This has happened in the past. If there's an endorsement by a Raptor and they're doing something like Jonas is in a commercial, I would go and get it. I'm really susceptible to Raptors products. I have weird things. Like I bought chicken dino things from like at the grocery store. They had official Toronto Raptors chicken dinosaur nuggets, and I bought them. And like I ate them. They were good. And then afterwards, I was like, I can't throw this box out. It's like a collector's item. So I have a box of Tyson's like chicken dinosaurs that are official Raptors logo, official chicken dinosaurs. And I'm like, I can't throw it out. And then there's like a Axe body shave box that I have still because it's official Raptors. It's crazy. So I'm very susceptible to Raptors advertising and buying the products. Yeah. So that's why Canadian Tire needs to give Scott a call. They really do. I might be down there buying more stuff from them. Dana's saying the Canadian Tire by my house treats their employees like total shit. Oh, no, that's not good. It takes money out of every paycheck for when said employee maybe gets employee of the month. They will get a gift card. Wow, that's awful. Yeah, I don't like hearing that kind of stuff. In some ways, that's just corporatism and the way it is. It's dehumanizing and not really for the people in some ways. Yeah, I hate hearing that. Some ways I don't want to hear the dirt about them, but I know it's there. It's weird. Canadian Tire as a kid was so and crazy and amazing. Canadian Tire is where I bought this basketball that used to appear on my show. I don't know if it's around here right now. I bought the first year of the Raptors. There was a Canadian Tire basketball, a Raptors basketball that wasn't official. It's not an NBA official, but it had 20 on it and it had Damon Stoudemire on it. And it was like a very early Raptors basketball that you could get at Canadian Tire. I still have it. It's flat. And it has an image likeness to Mighty Mouse, Damon Stoudemire on it. But yeah, I bought that at Canadian Tire. One of the first cool Raptor things I bought at the very beginning of the Raptors. I remember I went to the Bay and I bought like original Raptors gear as soon as it came out when they had named the team and they put out Raptors shirts and hats. I bought some of that. And then I went to Canadian Tire and got a knockoff Damon Stoudemire basketball. All right, let's see. Isaac saying Scotty should be the face of Canadian Tire money. They should put his face on there. Yeah, and put RJ and Kelly on there too. because they're Canadian. Yeah, maybe if Zach gets drafted to us, he's on there too. They could be the different denominations. Let's kick that Scottish guy out there. Yeah, who is that guy? Is that Mr. Canadian Tire, the Scottish guy, Canadian Mick Tire? I don't know. Yeah, let's put the Raptors on Canadian Tire money. That's awesome. It's kind of like I want to change Canadian money in general. Let's get Brett the Hitman Hart on the $5 bill for Canada. Yeah, let's put Michael J. Fox on one. Let's put Pamela Anderson on the $20 bill. Why not? Let's say the Queen's, they're going to switch the dollar bills to Prince Charles? Nah. Let's put great Canadian icons on our Canadian money. Why not? Terry Fox. Put Terry Fox on one of the bills. Put John Candy on the $100 bill. Why not? That's what I would do. Canada Treasury. Are we still in the monarchy? I don't know what we're doing. Why do we have the Queen on our money? Let's put John Candy on there. Come on now. That's right. Oh, Isaac got me on a tangent. There you go. Dunk for Isaac. Yeah, I like that idea. Isaac Campbell's a very brilliant man, and he has very good ideas. Yes, he does. Where is Isaac? Where is he on my? Oh, there he is. There he is. 68 for Isaac. He's at 68 dunks. There you go. All right, let's see. And David's laughing at Tom. There's our 3 Canadians right there. Hopefully Zach will be on our team. David's saying, "Oh, you removed it. That was funny." Laugh out loud. And Tom's saying, "Sorry, it wasn't that funny." Okay, Tom took a joke away because he knew maybe I wasn't going to like it. All right, y'all, cut off. Seriously, listen to Mo because I need that cutoff today for sure. I have a very busy day coming up right now. And we got to hit the road, man. David's saying, "I have a weird sense of humor. I thought it was hilarious." Nameless is saying, "God created us in his own image and likeness." It's true. We all share consciousness and have the ability to imagine. It's not even just us. We share consciousness with nature, the trees, the animals, the birds, the insects, everything in this natural world. We're all connected. And if you can get tapped into those vibes and the natural vibes of our natural world, man, that's the shaman stuff. That's the stuff from Aboriginals, the natives of this continent that were here before colonizers. That's what they were tapped into. And in some ways, that may be the way to save the world. Seriously, is that we may need to eat some crow and stop being so egotistical that humans are just the top species on this planet. Trees are important right now. And that's what I'm saying. We could learn some from the trees. We need to respect them more and all the living creatures on this earth other than human beings. So, yeah, I'm with that. I believe that consciousness extends not just from humanity amongst us, but into every living organism on this planet. Yeah. Tom deleted a dunk. Oh, it must have been good. Tom saying, "I laugh out loud. I am indeed grateful for Scotty B, Crappy Tire, and Fathers." Okay, so you're grateful for Scotty B, Crappy Tire, and Fathers. I wanna put a comma in there because I don't like you saying Scotty B Crappy. There's no Scotty Too Hottie. That's right. There you go. And Rapid Freaks. Okay, all right. David's got my cutoff. Hug your dad, any dad. There you go. There you go, Tommy. And Mo's saying, "I had Osmos last night." Speaking of Norman Powell. See, Mo's that dedicated and it's still reverberating in her life. The Osmos commercials with Norman and a little bit of Fred. Yeah, she ate Osmos last night. I'm going to give Monique a dunk for honoring Norman Powell in that kind of way by eating the Osmos last night. That's right. There you go. 73 for you, Mo. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's see. David's saying, "Haha, Mo, you're awesome." And Guardian Transit's here. Good to see Guardian Transit. It's been a little bit. We always like to see our old friends come back and revisit us. And the door's always open and welcome to all Raptor freaks and all Raptor fans that can't be with us every day. We'd love to see you come back. Guardian saying, "Hope Raps do something constructive going into next season." Well, this is going to be a very important offseason. Let's see the draft. Let's see free agency. The Raptors are in a position to have money to spend. And, our core is kind of solidified to most parts. There's a couple people that we kind of figure out still. And yeah, there's going to be some changes, Guardian Transit. I'm looking forward to them. And of course, we will be covering it all day to day as it happens. David's saying, "Y'all going to have a hard time Googling stuff next year. You'll see." See, this is the thing. I'll just say this. There's going to be a big change with the trivia, and David is centered around it. You're going to find out, guys. You're going to find out. G saying MLSE should rent out Canadian Tire for all the players. They would have a blast, and it would be a great open gym episode. I don't know if Jeff's listening to this. Maybe he could think about this as a narrative. Like, I don't know. This would maybe come off as like a very commercial for just Canadian Tire. I don't know. They've been shameless in this at times. I mean, BlackBerry was very, very ensconced in the branding of Open Gym early on. And, I don't know. Maybe Canadian Tire could put something in there. I don't know. I don't know if that's the most interesting episode. You know what I'd like to see, G? I'd like to see a real OG Office Depot office episode. Like, and let's get some of his old Raptors teammates on there with him, like Scotty and Pascal and Fred. And we'll just do like an office reenactment of OG's little Office Depot advertising campaign that he did, where he was doing like office in the warehouse. I don't know. It was very much like if you took OG Anunoby and crossed them over with the U.S. office with Steve Carell. And I'm just saying there could be gold in some skits like that. They may be kind of reminiscent of the old ESPN ads, like the one Scotty was in, actually, with Richard Jefferson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So, those ads where they're just kind of around the office and there's some goofy like NBA interaction in the ESPN Bristol offices. Yeah, I think that would be funny to see kind of like a full sitcom episode of OG in his Office Depot world. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be maybe they even steal the Office's music. And then it shows OG smiling at the end. That'd be great. That would be funny. Let's see. Fiercely saying, hope you enjoyed Osmosmo. I've never tried it despite seeing the Ottawa location, but I will. David, Google is the go-to tool, but I'm all in for making us work more and use our memory. I'm just saying, in some ways, I don't want this to be the fastest researcher competition. I want to be more of the competition of who knows more. And in some ways, I know there's an honor system in this. Y'all going to be able to cheat no matter what. And in some ways, I made the question so hard, you have to kind of cheat. Honestly, in some ways, I embraced the researcher part of it and said, this is scavenger hunt. Tell me this factoid about this person from their IMDb or from their Twitter or from their Instagram. So I've encouraged it to an extent, but in some ways, I just don't like how Amit has dominated the season through this way. I just feel like in some ways, you've done a lot of hard work, and it is an accomplishment, Amit. But in some ways, you broke the game, honestly. In some ways, we'll have to see. Either way, we're going to just see what David decides, because I'll say it right now. All right, this is what's going to happen. David is going to be the new commissioner of trivia. As much as Trevor is the commissioner of fun, well, David's going to be a commissioner of trivia. And in some ways, he's going to be making the rules of trivia now. I'm going to be the host still. I'm going to still run this game, but David's going to be the one in charge. He's going to be Adam Silver. So this is going to be very different next season. In some ways, he's going to be making changes to the Rapid Freak Trivia and telling me how he wants me to do it. So that's the big change coming up this season. Just a little so you guys know. And you will know why soon. You will know very much why I'm doing this for David soon. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see. G saying, not Canadian Tire, Canada's Wonderland. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, you wrote in Canadian Tire, though, didn't you? Oh, you meant close down Canada's Wonderland and let the whole Raptors team run around in there. Well, listen, Abaji went there this summer already. Abaji went there and nobody messed with him. So a lot of the Raptors can go. It's just Scotty in particular. He can't go. They're all going to see him. Not enough people know who Oshai Abaji is. He can go there anonymously and run around in Wonderland this summer, and nobody's going to mess with him. So some Raptors fans may see him and be like, hey, what's up, Abaji? And just respectfully, but no mobbing, not like little girls screaming, Scotty's here, and like screaming and crying like it's Paul, John, Ringo, and George. That shit would happen if Scott went to Canada's Wonderland. Abaji, he can get away with it. He can go there and be anonymous still. Let's see. David's laughing at G. David's saying, y'all really make me laugh. Thanks, Raptor Freak family. There you go. That's what it's about. It's about fellowship and sharing and being there for each other. It's an online community that we started in the pandemic when we were all shut down and at home. That's really the main reason why I made this channel, is because I didn't have any interaction socially with people when I was at home locked down in downtown Toronto. And I was like, man, I want to talk to people. And it's like, I got this idea. If you build it, they will come, Lex. It's like you have a passion for the Raptors, and there's other people that feel the same way. And that's kind of what happened. I Kevin Costner this shit. And I feel the dreams this, and boom, they came. Y'all have come. And it's been amazing and glorious and fantastic. It's been so awesome. Let's see. David's saying, I can't stop thinking about an Open Gym episode featuring Canadian Tire. Haha. I like the idea of it being in Canada's Wonderland much better. And I'm glad G clarified what he meant. Our season 1 Raptor Freak champion, G. by the way. Fiercely saying, Lex, you've done so many trivias. Can you post the answers after trivia day? It's valuable info we need to remember or even learn, a source of history, knowledge, transfer, replacing magazines, cards, etc. Fiercely, I would do that, but that's a lot of work. And honestly, people can go back and watch the episodes. They're archived. You can go figure out stuff, and you guys learn it just from doing the questions. In some ways, you guys learn something about these guys every single time, like Chuck Hayes last week. Y'all learned a little bit more about Chuck Hayes, like that he's the head of the Golden State Warriors basketball operations right now. A lot of y'all probably didn't know that until we just talked about it on the trivia last week. So in some ways, it's the actual stream and watching. You will learn stuff about Raptors that you had no idea. Yeah, and I do the research for these things. I always learn stuff I had no idea, and I've been a diehard fan since the beginning. And it's always crazy when I learn new stuff. Like I was doing research for Jeff's stream yesterday, and he did an AMA, and he talked about Tyler Hansbrough, and he said that they call him Psycho T, the public does, but his nickname on the team back then was Chops, and everybody's like wondering why he was Chops. Well, apparently Jeff said in the AMA on Reddit that he was named Chops because one day he came to practice, Tyler Hansbrough, and he had lamb chops, like he had sideburns, and they made fun of him. They started calling him Chops after that. So that's why Tyler Hansbrough's nickname was Chops. So there's always information to be learned and gleaned from the internet and different sources. And Jeff, well, working so closely with the team for so long, he probably knows a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff we don't need to know, honestly. I always say that too. Yeah. Let's see. Isaac's saying Canadian heritage moment. Scotty Barnes getting a hot dog at Canadian Tire. That's pretty funny, Isaac. I'm gonna give you a 3-pointer for that. If we could manufacture a facsimile of that in some way, that would be awesome. If we could get that on TV in some sort of way, like for real, Comedy Central or something. 69 dunks for Isaac. What a great number. There you go. Monique is saying W stream, W vibes. Keep at it always. Good times approaching. Go Raptors for life. Raptor Freak family cruise strong forever. All right, she's cutting me off. So I am going to go ahead and do the birthdays real quick. It's not only my mom's birthday today, it is Alex Len's birthday today also. He is 41 today, guys. Alex Len, 41 years old today. Anthony Carter, no, wait, he's not 41. He's 31. Sorry, wrong age. He's 31. Anthony Carter is 49 today. Former Raptor Anthony Carter. He played for like the Nuggets too. He was like that tough-nosed defensive guard, Anthony Carter. And also, it's 49 today, Mamadou Njai. Mamadou Njai. Yeah, a bit-time Raptor player in the 2000s, I believe, or maybe he was even in the 90s. I don't remember, but Njai is turning 49 today also. So 3 Raptor birthdays today: Alex Len, Anthony Carter, and Mamadou. There you go. All right, let me see. What else? WNBA teams, make sure you check on them and take care of them like a plant. You need to water them every day. So if you're on our WNBA fantasy league, you need to water your plants, is what I'm saying. David's laughing. Trevor's saying, be careful what you put out into the universe because you cannot take it back. Just be careful what you say and do. Yeah. Trevor, that's a very warning there. Yeah, I would say that. Put good energy out there, get good energy back. That's what it is. And the opposite is the opposite. G saying, Mo, tell Jeff or whomever does open gym now. We have ideas here. Yeah, I think so. If Jeff's listening, he may have heard some of these. I don't know. Maybe the topic's a little crazy. Once again, also Jeff, I don't know how much Jeff is working on Open Gym directly at this point. I think he's more working for Masai and Giants of Africa, but he probably does get advisory role for Open Gym still. I'm sure the Open Gym guys that do it now are kind of like, yeah, Jeff, what would you do in this situation? He's like, guys, I'll help you out. You would do this. I'm sure he does that. He's might be like a Wayne Embry for Open Gym at this point. Is what it feels like. Yeah, let's go, Jeff. Let's go. That's right. I appreciate the subscriptions. And, we're here every day. I know Jeff's just like us. He's a Raptor freak. So he's probably getting a kick out of all the silly things we're saying also. There's something about the OG show. And then also Scotty and Canadian Tire is just absolute gold. All right, 3-pointer for Superfan Mo. Yeah, she's a connector. Like, seriously, Mo is just awesome. I am so grateful to Mo. Just as far as like she is really connecting people right now. And honestly, I mean, Jeff, we wouldn't even be on the radar of Jeff if it wasn't for Monique. It's honestly just the truth. I'm going to give her a 3-pointer for this. Seriously. Seriously. And like, in some ways, it's not like I'm trying to gain anything from doing this channel as far as monetary or fame or anything. I'm just doing this as a resource because I love the Raptors so much. I'm a positive fan. I wanted to start the propaganda fight for the Raptors in a positive way against people like Robert Pensair. So that's a big, huge thing that drives me. In some ways, I don't need money. That's not what I'm doing this for. I don't need fame. In fact, I don't need to be somebody who's in the forefront, even though I am on this channel. It's just because running this channel and my personality and talking and my years of experience on radio, I'm very suited to do this. I have a very good memory, and I do have a very good history of knowledge with the NBA and the Raptors in particular. So in some ways, I'm qualified to do the job. So getting around to the original discussion today is God has given me talents, and I need to utilize them and do them this. But my reasons for doing this are simply like the community like this. I could easily change this channel and make it more the formula that YouTube would get the algorithm and I'd have 1,000, 1,000,000 subscribers or whatever. But that's not what I want. I want to get the right people in here, the quality people, the real ones, the positive ones. And it's not about quantity, it's about quality, and it's about realness, and it's about connection. And if I blew up all of a sudden and I had tons and tons of people in here, it may be harder for me to make it so personalized. So I'm really happy with the spot I'm in. If I never ever get any other job in any kind of way, I'd be happy. But also, opportunity knocks, I will take it. But in some ways, my motives are sincerely and fully to help the Raptors win more championships. And that there's nothing else. There's nothing else. No other motive for me. I only did monetization on this channel because you guys asked me for a way to reward me because you felt like you wanted to. And I wouldn't have done it otherwise. So, I just want to make that very clear to people out there because it's not about me. And I know that this is about building something bigger than me that's positive in the Raptors community because I saw so much toxic online in the last few years. And I couldn't stand anymore. And I wanted to fight the battleground where I could fight with my mouth and my way of saying things against people like Robert Pensair. And that's it right there. There you go. There you go. There, boom goes a dynamite. All right, let's finish this up. We're on the last 10 minutes of the show, guys. Let's see. Race Mode Daily saying happy Father's Day. Right back at you, Edmund. A fantastic father in the community. In fact, Edmund was one of those dads who was out in the wild and saw Scotty out in the wild one day walking his dog, Cardi. Scotty did come up to Edmund's sons and took a picture with them. And he was very gracious and very kind to Edmund's sons and getting a picture with them. And that's what I'm saying right there. Scotty will say hi to the kids, but he don't want to talk to you if you don't have no kids with you. But happy Father's Day to Edmund, a fantastic dad. I know he is. I know he is. Cowboys saying later, Lex, Dap, and Raptor Freaks. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Let's go, Raptors. That's right. And Monique saying Kelly's wife name is Jackie. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's her then. I just started following Kelly Olynyk on Instagram just like a week ago. So I'm not familiar with his life or stuff very much right now. So it's funny. Yeah. The history of Kelly with our franchise. And now all of a sudden he's somebody I really like a lot. He was the one Canadian player I did not like for years. And it's all Raptor stuff from Miami versus Toronto. Yeah. It's all Raptor stuff. Let's see. Nameless is saying Bearskin Airline, a death wish waiting to happen. Yikes. That sounds crazy. And let's see. Seymour saying, what pop, fam? Pamela Anderson. Yeah, put her on the 20. Why not? Put her on the 50. I don't know. She should be on some money for Canada, right? Isaac's got my cutoff at 11:06. And Mischief saying, oh, good to see Jay. Hey, Lex, what do you think of a 6'10", 19-year-old Tyler Smith? He made my top 3 draft list, projected to go 20th overall. I like him. I've seen him on G League Ignite. I've kind of talked about him a lot lately. I see him as kind of maybe a Nicholas Claxton type that's coming into the draft this year. So he's definitely somebody I endorse for Bobby and Masai to draft or get acquired somehow, some way this summer. So yeah, I like Tyler Smith. He's a decent player. I definitely like him, Mischief. For sure. He's probably going to be on my 5 to draft or acquire in the draft for Masai and Bobby. When I do my 5 picks for this year, I think he will be on that list. Yeah, Seymour's got the research out. And Fiercely saying, nice. David, the commissioner of trivia. Yeah, this is going to be different. And I have no idea what he's going to do. So in some ways, I'm going to be talking to David a lot more behind the scenes about what he wants for the trivia to be. He's just made so many investments in this channel That's kind of how it is. Commissioner J sends me stuff all the time. Trevor J sent me the Cosmic Cards, so he's the commissioner of fun. And David has invested money and sent things to me that are worth money. So in some ways, the investment gives these guys these titles because they really have been supporting the channel in really awesome ways to enhance it and make it more fun. So yeah, it's part of it right there. There you go. Trevor J saying, I'm heading to Atlanta today. All right, he's going to Atlanta. And David's dropped the super chat. Thank you, David. $27.99. Happy birthday to your mom. You want me to buy flowers for her? I probably will. I probably will in just a little while, David. She probably just heard me too. No surprise. All right, Seymour saying safe travels at Trevor. Yeah, always safe travels for Trevor. Constantly on the move. This guy's high flying, jet flying kind of guy like Ric Flair. He's living that lifestyle. Woo! He's just getting on those jets and flying all over the place all the time. So he's heading to Hotlanta, to the Hartsfield International Airport. Yeah, the ATL. That's right. That's right, Trevor. You have a safe trip and enjoy your time in Atlanta. All right, let me wrap it up, guys. I really appreciate everybody's presence this morning on a special Sunday report talking about Emmanuel Quickly's belief in speak greatness to yourself. In some ways, your self-talk and your perception of yourself can shape your life. It can shape your health. It can shape your opportunities and your goals and whether you're successful at them. If you don't believe you can do it, then you won't. So you got to believe you can be great to be great. So only speak greatness into your life. Take this in a day-to-day mundane basis. If you're going to make a cup of coffee, make it the greatest cup of coffee you can. And if that coffee tastes like shit, well, you don't have to opine on it. Don't even say it. Just speak positively. Put positivity, positive energy out there, and it will come back to you. And it'll be so much better in your life. Just trust me on this. Isaac's got Grady and Scotty and the Dunk logo on blast. All right, Isaac Campbell holding it down in the nation's capital of Ottawa. There you go. I appreciate everybody. I'll be back tomorrow for a Monday moment, a Monday memory. I'm not sure what it'll be. Either Monday moment, Monday memory. I'll have to figure out what it's going to be on. And everybody have a blessed day. Touch grass, share the love, and, raptorize your day, like Nav Bhatia would say. Get out there and do good, and good will come back to you. And be good to yourself. That's the message for today. All right, everybody. I love y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you really feel like it, join. Membership can have its privileges. We're going to have to find out what those membership privileges are for the Toronto Raptors and their new program coming up. Yeah, we're going to have to find out. David's going to find out. May your garden beds grow. Yeah, I'm a great gardener. I'm fantastic. I have 2 green thumbs. I'm going to speak greatness into my gardening career's existence. That's right. I'm doing it right. I'm going to get this right. Let's go, Raptors.